Buongiorno everyone, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. Today's video, it's a busy one. Actually, we've got some big team news on the way ahead of Saturday's trip to Villa. Some good, some really not so good. Some bad team news to bring you on quite an injury-prone star of Newcastle United over the years. We'll let you know about that soon enough. We'll preview the game. We'll talk about the live watch-along that I'll be doing on Saturday lunchtime as well. So jump in and get involved with that. We're doing a live watch-along along to the lunchtime kick-off at Villa Park. But before we get into all that good stuff, we need to talk about this transfer rumour. I've seen this transfer rumour come back and go, and it's been coming again because it was in the news yesterday that Bellingham will not be going to Liverpool. Liverpool have pulled out of their long pursuit of Borussia Dortmund Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham, the international phenomenon, the starlet, the 19-year-old brilliant midfielder, one of the best in Europe, highly sought after. Liverpool have dropped out. They can't afford him anymore. You know, they don't want to pay 100 million plus for the player. It is understood that Borussia Dortmund want 130 million pounds for Jude Bellingham's services. His contract doesn't run out until 2025. They hopefully might stay. They have even offered him a one-year extension, but Real Madrid really want him. They're sniffing around. Manchester City really want him. Pep Guardiola wants to sign him up. Now Newcastle United have entered the race. Now this came out about a month or so ago. I decided not to do a video on it. It was like February time it came out, you know, there was loads of rumours and then they've gone, but then they're coming back again now. And I think it's because of obviously Liverpool pulling out the race. They're like, oh, who could be a new front runner? And they're now looking at Newcastle United. Because obviously Newcastle are on the verge of finishing in the top 4 in the Premier League. They're on the cusp of Champions League football, which to sign Bellingham, you'd obviously have to be a part of. And maybe that's why Liverpool, look at Bellingham's representatives might have said to Liverpool, look, he's, sorry Kloppy, but he's not joining. He's not playing Conference League. He's not playing Europa League. All right, he wants Champions League. He needs Champions League. He's used to Champions League football with Borussia Dortmund. He's not going to sign for Liverpool, but will he sign for Newcastle United? Like I say, 100 million, 130 million. It's all up there. It's going to cost north of those figures to sign Bellingham because let's be honest, he had a brilliant World Cup as well. You know, at only 19 years old, he's got his entire future ahead of him. He is going to be an absolute star. He already is. He literally probably already is world class, and he's going to be one of, if not the best in the world for the next 5-10 years, easily. So everyone's going to be after him. You know, Bayern Munich are also in there. He could literally pick a club, any club in the world that he wants to sign for. So would he rather live in Madrid or Newcastle? You know what I mean? Would he rather live in Manchester or on the Keys? You know, I think it's pretty obvious, really. I don't know what we're talking about this for. It's not a long shot. It's a certainty. Bellingham loves brown ale. Bellingham Ale. We'll rename it for him. Do you know what I mean? Could we seriously sign him? I would be surprised. But then again, with Champions League football, I wouldn't entirely rule it out. Could you entertain the idea of Jude Bellingham to this project? Could you say to him, look, in Newcastle United, we're on this trajectory. We've just been in a final. We're now in the Champions League. Obviously, this is speaking as if it stays as it is, the top 4. We're going to be in the Champions League. You're going to be playing all the big games. Listen, we're not that far off pushing for second and first this year already. 1 year after takeover. Jude, look at where we'll be in 2-3 years' time. We will be right at the top of that table, competing and hopefully winning Premier League titles and then more cup finals, more trips to Wembley. So there's that. You could say, look at Bellingham, you come here. You can be the part of the project, the future of this club. You can be one of the main guys, if not the main man. You know, you could have Botman at the back, Bellingham in the middle, Isak in attack. How's that for a spine of a football team? You know, you could be playing in midfield with the other best midfielder on the planet, Bruno Guimaraes. So there is temptations there. Lovely city, everything else, you know what I mean? So you could tempt him with that. It's just the only issue is if Real Madrid are in for him, then it's probably game over for everyone because he's obviously going to want to move to arguably the biggest club in the world, the biggest club ever, and the most successful club ever. You know, if he goes to Madrid, he's going to be living in a nice city, nice weather, tons of money, unlimited money, whatever he asks for, they'll give him 500 grand a week, 600 grand a week, whatever you want, you'll have it, you'll take it, and they'll be winning Champions Leagues. But he's got to be wanting to play in the Premier League. So we're one of the clubs that can afford him. That's what a lot of articles are coming out saying. You know, if one team can afford Bellingham, it will be Newcastle United, because as it stands, before their takeover, Manchester United couldn't really afford Bellingham. Chelsea under Todd Bowley, FFP coming in now, they couldn't afford him. Liverpool, they've said they can't afford him. Arsenal, could they afford him? I don't think they're the type of club that would go out and spend that much money on one midfielder like that. And their midfield's probably decent enough. So it kind of does leave Man City or Newcastle. And with Man City being in the hunt, it's hard because they are already where Newcastle want to be. Challenging Premier Leagues, the latter stages of the Champions League, you know, so that would be tempting, obviously, to play under Pep Guardiola. That could change things. So, I don't know, I'd be surprised if Bellingham swapped yellow and black for black and white this summer. The Borussia Dortmund kit for the touring kit. It would. It's too soon for a transfer for me. I'd be surprised. I'd obviously be over the moon. I would love it. If I could sign anyone in world football right now, it would probably be him. And he would literally solve our problems in our midfield, you know, where we need to strengthen. So I would love to see it, but I'd probably say it's not going to happen. Not yet. 2-3 years down the line, we could definitely be signing the likes of a Jude Bellingham. Before we get into this weekend's preview then, our good friends at Circl have a brand new game for you lot to enter and enjoy. This time, the prize has gone up a lot. We are talking millionaires. You could be a millionaire thanks to Circl. Get involved in this one. You can see it on your screen here. This is me joining it for this weekend. Circl, £1 million. Join for £2. £2 on, £1 million potential prize fund. Choose your 5 lucky numbers, 1 for each of the 5 games. If you match all 5, you win £1 million. It's that easy. It's that simple. You could be in the big bucks. All right, it's a big chance this one. I'm buzzing. I'm hoping I'm going to win. Never mind you lot, right? It'll be the last you see of me. If I win this, I'll see you later. You know, just kidding. Wouldn't do that, yous. Still going to be, yeah, it just means those pre-season trips to America and the Wembley tickets next year will come a lot cheaper. So join in. The link is in the description of this video. Get involved in the new game at Circl. See if you can become a millionaire. Let's get into some team news then ahead of the trip to Aston Villa this Saturday. As I said, live watch along. 12:15 on Saturday before the 12:30 kick-off at Villa Park. A place that Newcastle got an awful record, but we'll get into that soon. Alan St-Maximin, get the bad news out of the way. Let's talk about it now. Stop your waffling. Alan St-Maximin is out. He is ruled out for at least 1 month. 4 to 6 weeks on the sideline for St-Maximin's hamstrings. Alan St. Poppadom. Alan St. Minimum. He's made out of glass. He's made out of poppadoms. What's going on? This is the reason why I would get rid. You know what I mean? I'd changed my fortune. I did a video on Maxi a few weeks back before he started to really kick into gear of how well he started performing three games in a row or so. But here we are again, where he can't play again. You know, he plays a few good games, brilliant. If it's not an injury, it's inconsistency. If it's not his fitness, it's his form. You know, it's too hit and miss. It's too hit and miss now for me on Maxi. I'd cash in, I'd get someone more reliable. You know, we're linked heavily with Harvey Barnes at the minute. It may not be as glamorous, he might not have as many tricks, but he's got the end product. I think Barnes has got 10 assists this season for a struggling Leicester side. Very good, couple of goals as well. So I just think it's time. I love Alan St-Maximin, he's been brilliant for us over the years, but these injuries are too frequent. The form dips in and out. I just cannot believe he's ruled, well I can, and that's the hard part. He's ruled out again in such a crucial period. He may not even play the rest of the season now. We've only got 9 games to go. He's going to be out for 5 or 6 at the minimum. So, I don't know. It's a big blow. It's a huge blow because he was playing so well. He was firing. Him and Isaac, they were linking up nicely. He was putting the graft in and now it's game over. So, it's a shame. It's a bummer. Let me know what your thoughts on that are. I know a lot of people on our social media posted on the Magpie Channel Instagram, which has just hit 30,000 followers. So, shout out everyone that's following that page if you aren't already. Click the link in the video description, have a little follow. Thank you. Loads of comments on that were saying, you know, oh, sell him, get rid of him, too injured. Kind of what I've just summed up really. But yeah, I think the majority were saying that, you know, Jesus, he's never fit. He can't get a run of games. I can't remember the last time Alan St-Maximin played more than like 2-3 games in a row. It is bonkers like. But on the flip side of that, there's good news that our lovely, smiling Miguel Almiron is back on the training pitch ahead of schedule, way ahead of schedule, and he could feature this weekend. So it's good that Almiron's back, Newcastle's top goal scorer this season. It's great to see him back, smiling, back on the training pitch. He's progressed that injury very, very quickly, so that's fantastic news to be fair. It's just a shame that there's always one in, one out. It was the case where we couldn't play Wilson and Isaac together for so long. We couldn't play Maxi and Isaac together, you know. Now we can't have Almiron, Maxi and Isaac up top or whatever you want to do with it, Eddie Howe. So 50-50 on that one. Brilliant news, Almiron's back. Not so good news that Alan St. Maximin's out. That is the team news so far. This is Thursday afternoon. Press conference tomorrow morning for Eddie Howe, where he'll clarify a few more things, maybe, or may keep things close to his chest. We'll wait and see. But Villa on Saturday lunchtime. Newcastle looking for 6 wins in a row. The 3rd away game in a row. 3 away games off the bounce for Newcastle. The time's flying. The season's going quick. Middle of April now. And like I said at before, Villa Park, stinking record for Newcastle. It sucks going there. We are sucky McStinky town at Villa Park. It's really not very good. It really isn't. We haven't won there in nearly 10 years. Nearly a decade since we won at Aston Villa. September 2013 when Johan Gouffran scored. So look, let's just look at the last few results. We've had 2-0 defeats 3 times in a row. Lost 2-0, lost 2-0, lost 2-0, drew 1-1, drew 0-0, drew 0-0, and then we won 2-1 in 13-14 with Ben Arfa and Gouffran. Hopefully all that can change though, because this is a new Newcastle United. This is Newcastle already. How that being said, Aston Villa under Unai Emery have been very good indeed. They have been solid. He has been flying with them. They've looked impressive. They're on the tails of European places as well, so it's not going to be an easy game. Let's remember Emery was first choice for PIF. He did get offered the job before Eddie Howe, and Emery turned it down back when he was at Villarreal. So it's going to be interesting who comes out on top this weekend. Emery v Howe. Doing well up front as well. Aston Villa, Ollie Watkins is firing. They're doing well defensively as well. They've won each of the last 3 games without conceding a goal. But they have been beaten 5 times at home this season. Obviously, that was more so under the previous management, and a lot of them were by the big boys like Chelsea and Arsenal. So I say Chelsea is the big boy there in the bottom half of the table. But yeah, it's going to be a tough game. I'm expecting a tight game. I'm going to say 1-1 is my score prediction for that one. Drop your score predictions below in the comments. Subscribe to the Magpie Channel TV. Join us on Saturday for that live watch along. Remember, people, 12:15. Jump in the chat, have a bit of crack. Watch the game together. Hopefully cheer on another win and enjoy yourself.